And when they're going to say something, they need to substantiate it before they do. I can tell you that there's one gentleman on our staff in the back. If he could get a hold of the guy, y'all wouldn't have to worry about that, because James took it personally yesterday, day before yesterday, and it's just unfortunate, and I'm not going to be vindictive to it. I think the league is involved in looking into that, and I can assure you it messed up my Wednesday, even from a dentist chair. One of these reporters over here was quizzing me. He said, "You really had a bad day today. You're doing this and in a dentist chair." So,
Ben, are we finishing out the season, or there's a...
You know, we hope the Augusta Lynx finish the season. We're going to continue to operate it as long as we can. If at some point in time we can't go forward financially, you know, there's basically two options. One, we could be a real bad partner to the league and force them to come in and take it over. Or we could voluntarily submit our membership back to the league. If we get to a point where we cannot financially move forward, we've already made up the mind we're going to be a good league partner and turn it back in and work with them to mitigate, you know, anything, and hopefully they would then continue to finish out the season.
I'm sure a lot of us would do without the frills just to come.
Yeah.
Just to come to the game. Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot said about the frills we do in the run of a game night. At the end of the night, there's not much money. Most of that time is donated, or $20 a night or something. Those are not the issues, the financial issues of it. I mean, it's roughly, I mean, y'all know what the salary cap is. It's about $18,000 a week just to pay the team and the staff and the coaching staff, and then you've got travel, and those are where the numbers come in. Putting the game on at the night and what happens here is not that's not the balance in the budget. Anyone else?
How long can you go without an owner or an investor at this point?
You know, as I said when I started it, I think we're in the days category, not weeks, and certainly not months. We need to be able to show the league, and rightfully so, that we can continue forward. And I don't know that there's a line in the sand, but we're not going to put the league at jeopardy by stretching that too far. We'd rather let them have their option of what they want to do, because they have the full, you know, of course, once we turn it in, we don't even have a vote. We're not a member anymore. But they can operate it. They can find a new owner. I mean, they're at their will to do what they want to.
Has the league indicated that they will do something to continue the team, or what have they told you?
They've told me they would look at all options. I asked that question. I didn't get a very good answer, or a very definitive answer. Basically, they would evaluate all options and move forward.
Hey, Dan, there's a lot of lone faces in the room now, but I know that I am actually pleased that I'm not standing here listening to an announcement that the end is now, that we have folded, that things are dire to be sure, but we're still playing hockey tomorrow and maybe Sunday, and maybe a road trip in Mississippi. So, Jan, I admire your courage to get up there and be so frank with us, and it's kind of somber, so I would like to at least break the ice here with a round of applause for the owners who have kept up your own. And it's not the people here that are going to keep Lynx hockey going, but there's people here that have been here before the team was here, and it's been an amazing ride, and I think we're all committed to do what we can to make it as long as possible. So if there's one more wave, I guarantee you this crew will be here with you. So
they don't have to know how close we are.
You know, that is the sad part. We've struggled very hard. The first year, Jen's already told you they've invested about $2.4 million. The first year lost over $1.4 million of that. That's not the purchase price of the team. That's nothing. That's operational loss. Second year, you know, when the dust settled, is probably around 750,000, 800,000. You know, we're at a stage now where we're right close to a balanced budget. We're looking at $100,000, maybe a $200,000 loss for the year. It's just carrying forward some of the baggage we're carrying forward, and the fact that, you know, it's just our corporate sponsorship, although it went up just a little bit, there was one industry, the car industry, as you might suspect, we lost I think it's $167,000 with corporate advertising. We lost $60,000 in the gas, the folks that sell gas. So, and then we've had 2 folks back out on deals that they already did. So it's a tough economic time, and you know, we think this is a very viable entertainment industry. We think this is a great market to be in. We want Augusta to have this. All we're saying is we need some help.
And it's not a whole lot of help. Nowhere near where we've been.
Yeah, we don't need a couple $1 million.
We don't need a couple $1 million. No, we don't.
You know, but
Poor Dan, he's tired of hearing, Dan, that's not good enough. Yeah, a little bit, please. Oh, I've got to hear it. It's not good enough, Dan.
yeah, and it's been a tough year, and you know, I will say that the league has been very good to work with. They've been very understanding of the situation. They understand it, and we promise to them, just like we promised to the fans and the media, we're not hiding from them. When they call, we answer the telephone. So, and I think that's why they're working with us so well.
Have you heard of any other teams in similar situations? I mean, there's teams a lot worse attendance-wise in the league.
Well, you know, and I'm certainly not going to,
Without being specific.
that's what I was going to say, I'm certainly not going to do what happened somewhere up north of here, but, you know, we're not the only team that's having a tough go of it this year, and you know, depending on what industry the owners are in, there's a different set of circumstances for that as well. But no, the numbers are down. I mean, I see a report every week on ticket sales. I see a report every week on group sales, and unfortunately, there's not that many that are up. I mean, we're 3rd or 4th in the league. Help me out on group sales increase. We're 4th. We're 4th in the league in group sales increase this year. Last year we were 6th in the nation of all professional hockey in increased attendance percentage. We were 3rd in the ECHL in numbers of increased attendance last year. So, I mean, in an industry that's having trouble, we're doing this, but you know, you still got to have the cash in the checkbook to write the checks.
I guess you said maybe 2 or 3 different groups who've shown interest. Are any of those owners or investors, are all of them, would they intend to keep the team here, or is there anyone who might be looking to move the team?
Well, certainly. I mean, we've asked that question, and certainly to move a team, well, to answer the question is, both of them that I think are looking at it very seriously, if it can be a viable market here, are glad to leave it here. If it turns out that they can't, then they would not have ties to Augusta like we do in Mike. But, you know, if there's a buyer comes in, it'd be almost impossible for the team to go anywhere until the 10-11 season. Because you got to get a building, a lease, and start selling tickets somewhere else. So, you know, I think Augusta will get a fair shot at keeping it if that happens.